Hey, hey y'all. This is kind of a different style video than I've been making. I probably would have gotten around to talking about this eventually, but I've noted it over the past, I don't know, a few years, and I just got into watching a couple videos yesterday. Um, so I just wanted to give it from a pastoral perspective. This isn't gonna be a review, because I haven't seen these shows and I don't plan to watch them because it just seems like, sensationalism, a lot with the reviews I've watched. But I wanted to examine a question. What is it with us serial killers? I mean, specifically seeing serial killers in a sympathetic light, or indeed wanting to see them in a sympathetic light. Which sympathy is a good thing, but we'll get into that more. We'll get into that more in a few minutes. But and this isn't new. This has been going on since serial killers were a thing. Indeed, when they became famous. I mean, you have Ted Bundy. You had, I guess, maybe Dahmer for a time. I don't know. I know from his show he got very third trappy, but unfortunately, there's the other. Was there a psychological phenomenon behind that? But I wanted to examine it more from a pastoral perspective. And what a lot of these shows had to do. I can say it's just from an outsider's perspective, really. I haven't watched these shows. I have watched the pretty good overviews, overviews of them though, just talk about them. What things seem to be with these serial killer shows is especially in the last maybe 10 years with American Horror Story and all that, and now recently with this Netflix series called Monster, which I don't know if it was too prevalent with American Horror Story, but you get a lot of sympathy coming for the serial killers, and a lot of lies and manipulation through these shows. There's something psychologists have coined. It's called suicidal empathy. And empathy's not even really a real thing. I mean, you can have sympathy, but, and honestly, funny enough too, ironically, the only one that can have true empathy, that truly knows what we've been going through, and truly can feel what we've been going through, is Jesus Christ. That's why he came. That's why he came. He was a perfect guy. If he died on the cross, because he had that true empathy for us, where it wasn't empathy to his own destruction, but empathy to our salvation. But a lot of times with this suicidal empathy, you can get people just making excuses for choices, like, hey, a rough childhood and abusive parents, stuff like that. And that does factor in. I'm not saying it doesn't, but that is by no that is by no means an excuse. And Amazon affiliate teams with the psychology of serial killers will be in the ink video. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here and talk about that bit from a pastoral perspective, because what the enemy can do, and I mean, we may not, the enemy doesn't come out and say the enemy. All these people with trying to make sympathy for serial killers, everything, and trying to make them more sympathetic than they really are, trying to make the victims maybe more deserving of it, so to speak. If evil doesn't always come out and say it's evil. In fact, it does not. But if we know the statutes of God and the statutes of the Bible and what He set forth, we can snuff out that evil. That's the first. That's what I call really a pre-step to becoming Christian. At least for some people, is discerning evil from good. Because when you discern evil from good, and what the enemy is trying to manipulate you into doing, or trying to manipulate you into thinking, with this sympathy that you feel. Yeah, like I say, sympathy is a good thing, but not when it breeds excuses, and not when it breeds, oh, you could support serial killer who murdered 30 people at night. Look at him, isn't he just a tragic figure? Isn't he just torture? No, I say this is programmed. The title with this programmed or coincidence. Well, nothing in media is really coincidence. I mean, everything's calculated, everything's programmed, whether ultimately led by the devil or ultimately led by God, and under the narrative wanting to think a certain way. It's one or the other. It's never neither. It's always one or the other. So media just never media. Media is always trying to tell you something, regardless of whether you agree or not, doesn't change. Or even so, better example would be regardless of whether or not you agree with what people are saying about it or not, because you like a certain aspect of it and you want to defend it and everything, and you want to say, oh, it's not that deep. Just don't think too much about it. No, we can't afford to do that, because media is always trying to tell you something, whether it's programmed or coincidence, and it's never, like I say, it's never a coincidence. It is always calculated, it is always intentional, it is always, but the good thing is God's always looking for an opportunity to save you from that. God's always looking for an opportunity to speak to you through media too. Like, is this right? Look at this horrific thing that this person did. Do you agree with them, or do you not? And are you gonna give a certain way? Are you not? Because what this mindset often comes from, and I say often, not all the time, but what this mindset often comes from is a mindset of, oh, you haven't yet you. Oh, you can do whatever you want. Oh, anyone can be redeemed. Anyone can, and actually anyone can be redeemed. But it's a question of whether they want to be or not, of whether they want the salvation Jesus is offering, of whether they want the message that you've been taught to give or not. So just be on the lookout for whatever your media are trying to tell you. Whether you think it's whether you think it's fantasy or not, it's always trying to tell you something, whether it's that or not. Oh guys, I love you. I just wanted to hop on and make a video about it. I was very excited about it. And yeah, like I say, the Amazon affiliate link will be in the description. Have a great day and God bless you.